I always tell people, I'm easy to live with. They usually smile when I say it. She used to smile too. Why do you always say that? She once asked, stirring her coffee. Because it's true, I said. I don't need much. I just need you. She laughed softly. You say things like that like it's romantic. It is, I replied. I built my life around us. That was the story of me. Quiet. Dependable. Always available when she called, always understanding when she didn't. I adjusted my plans to fit her dreams, my schedule to match her moods, my future to leave space for hers. Can you come over tonight? She asked one evening. Of course, I said. What's wrong? Nothing, she said quickly. I just like having you here. Those words used to feel like enough. At her apartment, she talked about work, about stress, about how confusing everything felt. I listened. I always listened. You're so patient, she said. I don't know what I'd do without you. You won't have to find out, I said, half joking. She didn't answer that. Sometimes I asked questions I pretended weren't questions. So, what are we? I asked once, trying to sound casual. She sighed. Why do you need labels? I don't, I said. I just want to know where I stand. You're important to me, she said gently. Isn't that enough? I nodded, even though something in my chest tightened every time. The night everything broke didn't start dramatically. She was in the shower. Her phone buzzed on the table. I wasn't snooping. It was right there. The screen lit up. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. I booked the place. My name wasn't on that message. When she came out, towel around her hair, she saw my face. What's wrong? She asked. Who's he? I said. She froze. Then she exhaled slowly. You saw that. I didn't mean to, I said. But I saw it. She sat down. Calm. Too calm. It's not what you think, she began. Then tell me what it is, I said. My voice surprised me by not shaking. She looked at the floor. He's someone I'm serious about. I waited for the rest. It didn't come. And me? I asked. She looked up then. You're important to me. You already said that, I said. I'm asking something else. She was quiet for a moment. You were never my first choice. The words landed softly like snow. Cold. Heavy. Impossible to stop. I was there every day, I said. I chose you every time. I know, she said. And I appreciate that. Appreciate? I repeated. You're safe, she said. You understand me. But he challenges me. So I was the option, I said. She didn't argue. I didn't want to hurt you. I felt something shut down inside me. No heat. No noise. Why keep me close? I asked. Because I didn't want to lose you, she said. I just couldn't choose you. I nodded slowly. You already did. She reached for my hand. I pulled it back. Say something, she whispered. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Please, she said. Don't do this silence thing. I stood up. My legs felt steady. That surprised me. I need you to talk to me, she said, panic creeping in. I looked at her, really looked. I've been talking for years. She started to cry then. I never meant. I know, I said quietly. That's the worst part. I walked to the door. She followed. Where will you go? She asked. Somewhere I'm not optional, I said. She called my name. I didn't turn around. The silence followed me out, heavy and unfamiliar. Outside, my phone buzzed again. I didn't look. Answer it, I told myself. Don't be dramatic. I slipped it into my pocket instead. Was I really that blind? I whispered. No one answered. I remembered every promise I'd made out loud. I'm not going anywhere. Take your time. I'll wait. Each sentence replayed like a bad joke. You trained yourself to accept crumbs? I said under my breath. I stopped walking. My chest felt hollow, not broken. This is the moment, I said. This is where it changes. For years, my voice had been shaped around hers. Now it echoed back, unfamiliar, steady. I was never chosen, I said. But I can choose myself. The silence didn't answer. It didn't need to. I breathed. I kept hearing her voice in my head saying, just wait. She said it like a promise, like waiting was proof of love. Things are complicated right now, she told me one night. I can handle complicated, I said. I just need honesty. She smiled sadly. I need time. So I waited. I waited through missed calls, canceled plans, and explanations that never fully explained anything. You're so understanding, she said once, leaning her head on my shoulder. That's why I trust you. I trust you too, I said, meaning it. She talked about her fears, her dreams, the life she wanted someday. Not now, she always added. Someday. I never noticed how that someday never included me. Am I doing something wrong? I asked her during one of our late conversations. No, she said quickly. You're perfect. That's the problem. I laughed then. That doesn't sound like a problem. It is, she said softly. Perfect feels safe. Safe. The word followed me everywhere after that. She called when she was lonely. She texted when she needed reassurance. Tell me I'm not a bad person, she said once. You're not, I replied without hesitation. What would I do without you? She asked. You won't have to find out, I said again, repeating an old lie. My friends noticed before I did. You've been quiet lately, Mark said over coffee. What's going on? Nothing, I said automatically. He raised an eyebrow. That's not true. I'm just tired, I said. Tired of what? He asked. Waiting. The word hit harder than I expected. I love her, I said. That's all. Does she love you back? He asked. I opened my mouth, closed it. She cares. That's not what I asked, he said gently. I stared at my cup. She's figuring things out. For how long? He asked. I shrugged. As long as she needs. Mark leaned forward. And what about what you need? I didn't answer. Later that night my sister called. You didn't come to dinner, she said. Are you okay? Yeah, I said. Just busy. You sound distant, she said. Did something happen? No, I replied too quickly. Everything's fine. She paused. You don't have to be strong all the time. I know, I said. I'm fine. But I wasn't. I replayed every moment with her, every wait, every not yet. She never asked you to stay, I told myself. She asked you to pause. The anger came quietly. Why wasn't I enough? I whispered. Then the shame followed. You let this happen, I said. You agreed to be second. The urge to confront her burned in my chest. I deserve answers, I said aloud. I deserve more. I typed her name. Stared at the screen. What would I even say? I asked myself. Why didn't you choose me? Sounded pathetic. Did you ever love me? Sounded dangerous. I deleted the message. Instead I stopped replying. When she texted, Are you okay? I didn't answer. When she called, I let it ring. This is what distance feels like, I said. It hurts, but it's quiet. Mark texted later. Did you talk to her? No, I replied. I'm done waiting. Good, he said. Say it out loud. I took a breath. I was never her choice. Reading it felt worse than writing it. But it was the truth. I loved someone who only needed me, I said, not someone who wanted me. The love didn't explode. It collapsed slowly. Trust went first. Then hope. Then whatever was left of my pride. I don't hate her, I said. I hate who I became. I sat alone, phone face down. This is me choosing myself, I whispered. It didn't feel strong. It felt necessary. The next morning my mother asked, You seem different. Did you sleep? Not much, I said. Work stress, she asked. Life stress, I replied. She touched my arm. Whatever it is, don't disappear. I won't, I said. I'm just learning where I matter. Later, alone again, I said, Waiting taught me something. No one answered, so I continued. I confused patience with love. I stood by the window and spoke softly. I won't beg to be chosen. The words felt heavy but true. I won't shrink to fit someone's uncertainty. For the first time, the future didn't ask me to wait. It asked me to walk. I said, This pain is proof I finally stopped lying to myself, and that truth, even broken, is mine now. I accept it. I didn't expect her to come back that night, but she did. You've been distant, she said. Did I do something wrong? I crossed my arms. You noticed. Of course I noticed, she said. You don't answer like you used to. I'm trying something new, I said. Silence. She laughed nervously. Don't do that. Talk to me. About what? I asked. About waiting? Her smile faded. I told you I just need more time. You always do, I said. She stepped closer. Why are you like this suddenly? Because suddenly hurt finally caught up, I said. She sighed. You're overthinking. I've been underthinking for years, I replied. She looked away. He doesn't change what we have. That's where you're wrong, I said. He defines it. She touched my arm. Please don't pull away now. Why now? I asked. Because you feel me leaving? She whispered, I can't lose you. You already did, I said quietly. That's not fair, she said. I never promised you anything. You promised hope, I said. You fed it carefully. She shook her head. I asked you to wait, not suffer. I did both, I said. She met my eyes. Just wait a little longer. Something in me went still. No, I said. She blinked. What? I'm not waiting anymore, I said. Her mouth opened then closed. You're being dramatic. I'm being honest, I said. She searched my face. Where is this coming from? From every night I chose you, I said, and every morning you chose someone else. That's not true, she said. You're right, I said. You chose yourself. She looked stunned. So that's it. That's it, I said. She reached for me again. I stepped back. You'll regret this, she said softly. I already regret staying, I replied. She swallowed. You don't mean that. I do, I said. I finally do. Silence filled the room. She whispered, I thought you'd always be here. So did I said. I walked past her. Outside the air felt sharp. Where will you go? She called. Somewhere I don't have to wait, I said. I didn't look back. I walked until my legs burned and my thoughts slowed. Did I just end everything? I asked myself. Yes, I answered. And I survived. I sat on a curb and laughed once, short and broken. You chose yourself, I said. About time. My phone buzzed. I turned it off. No more negotiations, I said. The night felt empty but honest. I don't need to be wanted halfway, I said aloud. I stood up and kept walking. I will build something real, I promised. Even if I build it alone. The words felt fragile but they were mine. I don't need her permission, I said. For the first time the future didn't scare me. It waited. And I didn't. I left on a Monday morning with one bag and no announcements. You don't owe anyone an explanation, I told myself while locking the door. The city swallowed me quietly and I liked that. At the new job, my boss shook my hand and said, I expect honesty and effort. I can do that, I replied. He looked me over. You're not here to impress. You're here to work. That's all I want, I said. He nodded once. Good. Be on time. The routine saved me. Wake up. Work. Sleep. No waiting. No checking my phone. Still settling in? A coworker asked during lunch. Yeah, I said. Taking it slow. She smiled. Slow is fine here. I noticed how she didn't pry. Some nights were heavy. I'd sit alone and say, this is the price of peace. I stopped reaching for my phone. No one is coming, I reminded myself. And that's okay. One evening, a woman from my building said, you're quiet. I'm learning, I replied. She laughed softly. Learning what? How to stand, I said. She nodded. That matters. I went back upstairs feeling lighter. I'm not healed, I said to the empty room. But I'm here. Each day I chose myself again. I heard about her the way you hear distant weather, through someone else's window without feeling the rain. Did you know she left that job? A mutual friend asked casually. No, I said. Yeah, he continued. Things didn't work out. I hope she's okay, I replied and meant it. Later another message came. He cheated, someone told me. I'm sorry to hear that, I said. They paused. That's it. That's it, I answered. I waited for satisfaction to arrive. It didn't. What came instead was quiet. So this is karma, I said to myself. It doesn't shout. Weeks passed. My phone stayed silent until one evening it buzzed. Her name. Hey, she wrote. Long time. Hey, I replied. How have you been? I've been well, I said. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. I've been thinking about you, she wrote. I hope you're doing okay, I replied. She called the next day. You sound different, she said. I am, I said. Different how? Calmer, I replied. She laughed softly. You always were calm. No, I said. I was quiet. She changed the subject. I heard you moved. I did. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't think I needed to, I said. Silence stretched. I didn't expect you to disappear like that, she said. I didn't disappear, I replied. I stepped away. She sighed. Life's been hard. I'm sorry, I said. You don't ask why, she noticed. I trust you'll tell me if you want to, I said. She hesitated. Things didn't work out the way I thought. I'm sorry, I repeated. You don't sound angry, she said. I'm not, I replied. That's strange, she said. It used to be, I answered. She tried a softer tone. Do you ever miss me? I remember you, I said carefully. That's not the same, she said. No, I agreed. She laughed nervously. You're being very polite. I learned boundaries, I said. She went quiet again. I didn't think you'd be like this, she admitted. I didn't either, I said. Days later she texted, do you want to catch up sometime? I don't think that's a good idea, I replied. Why not? Because I finally stopped waiting, I said. She didn't answer for hours. Then, I never meant to hurt you. I know, I replied. That's all you have to say? It's enough, I said. I sat with the phone face down and felt nothing sharp. This is what healing looks like, I told myself. Uneventful. Another friend mentioned her name weeks later. She's not doing great, he said. I hope things improve, I replied. That was the truth. I didn't wish her pain. I didn't wish her back. I didn't win, I said quietly. I withdrew. One night she sent one last message. I miss how safe I felt with you. I read it twice before replying. I hope you find that again, I wrote. She didn't respond. I set the phone down and looked around my small apartment. No drama, I said. No chaos. I realized something then. Karma didn't punish her, I whispered. It released me. I slept easily that night. The next morning my phone stayed silent, and for the first time so did the past. I spotted her first across the small cafe, stirring her coffee with that familiar absent-minded motion. She looked up and our eyes met. You came, she said, surprised. I did, I replied. Come. Steady. Not frantic. You look different, she said, hesitating. I do. I asked. Yes, she said quickly. Stronger, maybe. I've been working on that, I said. She smiled nervously. I thought you'd be angry. I don't know, missing me? I'm not, I said. Her fork froze midair. Not missing me? I remember you, I said. That's different. You sound so calm, she whispered. I've stopped waiting, I replied. She leaned back. I never thought I'd see this. Why would you? I asked. You moved on years ago. I made mistakes, she said quietly. Everyone does, I replied. Her fingers drummed on the table. I didn't choose you when I should have. I was scared, selfish. Don't explain, I said. My voice wasn't sharp, just firm. I don't need that. She blinked. You don't? Not even a little? No, I said. Not anymore. But, she started. No but, he said. She swallowed. You've really changed. I've stopped asking why, I said. That's the real change. I thought I'd see you upset. I thought you'd confront me, she admitted. I considered it, I said. For a moment. Then I realized it doesn't matter. You're free, she whispered. I am, I said. She studied me. Do you regret anything? I regret nothing that helped me get here, I replied. You're different, stronger. Her voice faltered. I see what I lost. You see it, I said. Good. It frees me. Her hands trembled slightly. I didn't realize how much you gave, how much you waited. You knew, I said. I told you over and over. You just didn't choose me. She looked down, ashamed. I thought I was doing the right thing. I didn't realize the cost. I know, I said. I carried it for both of us. She exhaled. I always thought I needed closure. I needed you to hate me. I never gave you that power, I said. Not anymore. Her eyes filled with unshed tears. I wanted to fix things. I thought maybe you'd forgive me. I've already forgiven myself, I said. Her hand hovered over the table as if reaching for something she couldn't name. I wanted us. I know, I said softly. But that version of us doesn't exist anymore. She blinked rapidly. You're okay. Really okay. I am, I said. Stronger. Free. Not waiting. Not pleading. Not needing answers I'll never get. She struggled. I never imagined you'd be like this. I imagined leaving, I said. I imagined not being an option. And now I am not. She looked away. I wanted to explain myself. I wanted you to understand my choices. I do understand, I said. I just stopped caring. Her breath caught. Stop caring? About me? About needing your approval, I said. I don't. That's the power shift. You're not bitter, she said. I'm not, I said. I'm free. She closed her eyes briefly. I don't know what to say. Then don't, I said. Just know I'm not the person I was. That person waited. This one doesn't. I see it in you, she whispered. The calm. The strength. That calm isn't for you, I said. It's for me. I survived, I stood, I chose myself. She leaned back, defeated but quiet. I never imagined this. That you'd be okay without me. I am, I said again. Better than okay. I'm alive, whole, not tethered to someone else's choices. That's the shift. The freedom. She nodded slowly, finally silent. I stood up. I won't say goodbye, I said. This isn't closure for you. It's life for me. She watched as I walked toward the door, understanding at last. Not anger, not longing, just distance. Outside I breathed deeply. The air felt clean. I don't need answers. I don't need apologies. I don't need her, I whispered. I felt the weight lift, the past recede. The power is mine now, I said. And it was. I unlocked the office door and stepped in. My desk looked the same, but I felt different. Stronger. Steady. Morning, I said to Emma as she looked up from her computer. Morning, she replied. You're early. I like to start the day with coffee, I said, pouring a cup from the machine. She smiled. Consistency suits you. I laughed softly. I've learned it's underrated. You've changed, she said quietly. You used to be quieter, guarded. Still quiet, I said. Just safer now. Safer? She asked, raising an eyebrow. I mean steady, I explained. Calm in the chaos. I don't need anyone to validate me anymore. Emma nodded slowly. I've noticed. You handle pressure differently now. People respect it. They notice. Respect isn't given, it's earned, I said. Day by day, choice by choice. You're right, she said. And it shows. Later we worked side by side on the new project. She glanced at me thoughtful. You don't complain, she said. Even when deadlines get insane. I don't need to, I replied. Complaining doesn't change the outcome. Action does. Her gaze lingered. You've grown. I had to, I said. Life taught me hard lessons. Yeah, she asked softly. Can I ask about that? You can, I said. But don't expect stories of heartbreak and tears. I've done that. What? Moved on. She nodded. I like the calm in you. Not distant, not cold, just grounded. That's the goal, I said. Being present without losing myself. She smiled. I'm glad you found that. At lunch we walked down the street, sandwiches in hand. She laughed at something I said, easy and unforced. You laugh too freely, I teased. I do, she said. Life's too short for guarded smiles. I laughed too. I think I've forgotten how that feels. She nudged me gently. You deserve it. And you deserve someone who chooses you. Every day. I paused. Her words hit differently than anything I'd heard before. I know now, I said. Love should feel safe, not uncertain. I see that more clearly than ever. You do, she said. And you show it, not just say it. I'm learning, I admitted. It's still new to me. You don't have to rush it, she said. We'll figure it out at our own pace. The patience in her voice was unfamiliar at first. No urgency, no games. Just clarity and steadiness. I realized how that felt compared to the waiting and hoping I'd done before. Do you ever think about the past? She asked later as we finished our coffee. Sometimes, I said. Not with anger, not with longing. Just reflection. Lessons learned. That's healthy, she said. I like that you don't carry bitterness. I tried it, I said. It didn't suit me. I'd rather carry clarity. Her hand brushed mine briefly. I didn't pull away. Clarity feels nice, she said. It does, I agreed. It makes everything else simple. Decisions, choices, life. We returned to the office side by side. She glanced at me. People can see you've built yourself up. You're steady, respected. Not because you had to, but because you chose it. I choose it every day, I said. No shortcuts. No waiting for approval. No relying on anyone else's validation. That's powerful, she said. And it's inspiring. I smiled faintly. I had to learn the hard way. But now, it's mine. My life. My work. My choices. You deserve it, she said softly. I do, I said, feeling it fully for the first time. Later that night, alone in my apartment, I thought about the difference. The calm, the steady pulse of my life, the people who stayed because they wanted to, not because I begged, waited, or shaped myself to fit them. I've learned what love should feel like, I whispered. Safe. Chosen. Not conditional. Not uncertain. Her face crossed my mind for a moment, the one I had loved so hard. And I realized how far I'd come. That version of me, waiting, doubting, hoping for crumbs, was gone. Now I was building a life that belonged to me. Step by step, choice by choice, surrounded by respect, clarity, and steady kindness. Emma leaned over, holding a file. You ready for tomorrow? She asked. I am, I said. And I'm glad we're in it together, working, learning, steady. You make it easy, she said. Not because you try to, but because you are who you are now. I guess that's the point, I said. Being me. Fully, honestly. And letting people choose to stay. She smiled softly. I choose to stay. I nodded, letting the words sink in. No drama. No tension. Just trust. Just choice. Just life built on my own terms. For the first time in a long time, I went home that night feeling whole. Not perfect, not unbroken, but solid. Strong. Chosen. Free. And that made all the difference. I unlocked the office door and stepped in. My desk looked the same, but I felt different. Stronger. Steady. Morning, I said to Emma as she looked up from her computer. Morning, she replied. You're early. I like to start the day with coffee, I said, pouring a cup from the machine. She smiled. Consistency suits you. I laughed softly. I've learned it's underrated. You've changed, she said quietly. You used to be quieter, guarded. Still quiet, I said. Just safer now. Safer? She asked, raising an eyebrow. I mean steady, I explained. Calm in the chaos. I don't need anyone to validate me anymore. Emma nodded slowly. I've noticed. You handle pressure differently now. People respect it. They notice. Respect isn't given, it's earned, I said. Day by day, choice by choice. You're right, she said. And it shows. Later we worked side by side on the new project. She glanced at me thoughtful. You don't complain, she said. Even when deadlines get insane. I don't need to, I replied. Complaining doesn't change the outcome. Action does. Her gaze lingered. You've grown. I had to, I said. Life taught me hard lessons. Yeah, she asked softly. Can I ask about that? You can, I said. But don't expect stories of heartbreak and tears. I've done that. Learned. Moved on. She nodded. I like the calm in you. Not distant, not cold, just grounded. That's the goal, I said. Being present without losing myself. She smiled. I'm glad you found that. At lunch, we walked down the street, sandwiches in hand. She laughed at something I said, easy and unforced. You laugh too freely, I teased. I do, she said. Life's too short for guarded smiles. I laughed too. I think I've forgotten how that feels. She nudged me gently. You deserve it. And you deserve someone who chooses you. Every day. I paused. Her words hit differently than anything I'd heard before. I know now, I said. Love should feel safe, not uncertain. I see that more clearly than ever. You do, she said. And you show it, not just say it. I'm learning, I admitted. It's still new to me. You don't have to rush it, she said. We'll figure it out at our own pace. The patience in her voice was unfamiliar at first. No urgency, no games. Just clarity and steadiness. I realized how that felt compared to the waiting and hoping I'd done before. Do you ever think about the past? She asked later as we finished our coffee. Sometimes, I said. Not with anger, not with longing. Just reflection. Lessons learned. That's healthy, she said. I like that you don't carry bitterness. I tried it, I said. It didn't suit me. I'd rather carry clarity. Her hand brushed mine briefly. I didn't pull away. Clarity feels nice, she said. It does, I agreed. It makes everything else simple. Decisions, choices, life. We returned to the office side by side. She glanced at me. You know, people can see you've built yourself up. You're steady, respected. Not because you had to, but because you chose it. I choose it every day, I said. No shortcuts. No waiting for approval. No relying on anyone else's validation. That's powerful, she said. And it's inspiring. I smiled faintly. I had to learn the hard way. But now, it's mine. My life. My work. My choices. You deserve it, she said softly. I do, I said, feeling it fully for the first time. Later that night, alone in my apartment, I thought about the difference. The calm, the steady pulse of my life, the people who stayed because they wanted to, not because I begged, waited, or shaped myself to fit them. I've learned what love should feel like, I whispered. Safe. Chosen. Not conditional. Not uncertain. Her face crossed my mind for a moment, the one I had loved so hard. And I realized how far I'd come. That version of me, waiting, doubting, hoping for crumbs, was gone. Now I was building a life that belonged to me. Step by step, choice by choice, surrounded by respect, clarity, and steady kindness. Emma leaned over, holding a file. You ready for tomorrow? She asked. I am, I said. And I'm glad we're in it together, working, learning, steady. You make it easy, she said. Not because you try to, but because you are who you are now. I guess that's the point, I said. Being me. Fully, honestly. And letting people choose to stay. She smiled softly. I choose to stay. I nodded, letting the words sink in. No drama. No tension. Just trust. Just choice. Just life built on my own terms. For the first time in a long time, I went home that night feeling whole. Not perfect, not unbroken, but solid. Strong. Chosen. Free. And that made all the difference. I saw her standing outside my apartment building, her hair damp from the rain, her coat clinging to her frame. She looked smaller somehow, as if the weight of everything she'd done had finally settled. Hey, she said softly, voice trembling. Hey, I replied. Come. Neutral. She took a step closer. Can we talk? I guess we can, I said. Come inside. She followed silently, glancing around my apartment as if seeing it for the first time. I've been thinking, she started, fidgeting with her scarf. About everything. About us. About what I did. I'm listening, I said, pouring her a cup of tea. She took it with shaking hands. I chose badly, she admitted. I hurt you. You know that, I said. I do, she whispered. But I need you to know I'm sorry. Truly. I was selfish. Afraid. And I kept you as a safety net when I should have been honest with myself. You're being honest now, I said. That's different. I don't expect anything, she said. I needed to tell you. I was wrong. I see it clearly now. I nodded slowly. I hear you. Her eyes filled with tears. Do you even realize what I lost? I do, I said quietly. I also realize what I gained. She blinked. What do you mean? I mean freedom. Clarity. The life I built without you. I'm standing on my own. I don't need your approval anymore. She looked stunned. You forgave me? I have, I said. Forgiveness doesn't mean going back. It doesn't erase the past, it just frees me from it. But, you don't want me back? She asked, voice barely above a whisper. No, I said. I already chose a life without you. A life where I'm not optional. Where I'm not waiting, hoping, shrinking to fit someone else's uncertainty. She sat down heavily. I thought maybe, after all this, we could, I don't know, start over. I shook my head. That isn't possible. I can't erase the years I spent waiting, wondering if I was enough. I can't go back to being someone who existed only for you. Her lips trembled. So, this is it? This is it, I said calmly. I forgive you, I accept what happened, and I move forward. You must too. She covered her face with her hands. I should have chosen you. I should have fought for us. You did what you thought was right at the time, I said. I can't punish you for that. But I can choose how I live now. I never imagined you'd be like this, she said, lowering her hands. So steady. So unshaken. I've learned, I said softly. I've learned that waiting for someone who doesn't choose you is wasted energy. I've learned that life is too short to live as an option. And I've learned that forgiveness is for me, not for them. Tears slipped down her cheeks. I ruined it all. You made choices, I said. I made mine. And my choice was to live fully without you controlling my happiness. She nodded, voice breaking. You're amazing. Stronger than I ever imagined. I'm just human, I said. But I stopped letting the past define me. She reached out as if to touch my hand. I didn't move, didn't pull back. I simply let her realize what she lost. I wanted to fix this, she whispered. I never wanted to hurt you. I know, I said. I understand. And I forgive you. Truly. But I cannot return. That life, waiting, hoping, shrinking, is gone. I'm gone from it. Her eyes widened, the reality sinking in. So, it's too late. I nodded once. Yes. Too late is a cruel time, but it's the truth. And truth is what I live by now. She stood, trembling, rain still dripping from her coat. I understand. I hope you find your own peace, I said. And I hope you learn to choose wisely next time. She swallowed hard, nodding again. I will. I promise. Good, I said. Calm. Measured. Certain. She hesitated, looking at me one last time. I'm sorry, she whispered. I know, I said. And I forgive you. She turned and walked into the night. I watched until she disappeared, the streetlights reflecting off the wet pavement. I closed the door and leaned against it. The quiet felt full, not empty. No more waiting, I whispered. No more hoping for someone else to choose me. I chose myself, and that choice is mine forever. I walked to the window and looked out at the city below. Lights flickered, people moved, life went on. I'm free, I said softly. I'm whole. I'm alive. And I don't need her, or anyone else, to define that. The rain tapped against the glass. The past was gone, forgiven, but no longer holding me. I will live my life on my terms, I said aloud. Strong, steady, free. And nothing, no apology, no regret, no longing, can change that now. For the first time, I felt the final weight lift. The power of my life rested in my hands, not hers. And that was enough.